Okay, Coach Scott Burnett, Scottie, did you catch that epic struggle between Coach Gillespie and your nephew?
It was awesome. It was good. Some of it I caught a little bit, but what I caught was awesome.
Okay, so your nephew's full Burnett caveman. That one is.
Yes.
The other one's a hybrid, like Fairchild Burnett mix.
Sure.
That dude's just a mouth breathing Burnett.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have a mouth
short
breathing
fuse.
Miller.
Yeah. For sure. I think
one.
every family's got that. You know what I mean? Got one.
Okay.
That's one. Like,
Yeah.
you know where we're getting at.
Yeah. You got
Booger. I got a
a
booger.
meathead in your family. Is that what you're saying? We got a Tate Miller.
Oh yeah,
we got a Tate Miller, right?
Tate,
Okay, we'll have to tell you.
Nate,
Tate, yeah.
Right.
But okay, so we got to tell the story sometime about when you hit my dad with a truck. Which is not right now.
We'll do it in a separate. I can relive it. It'll be great. People will love it.
Best thing ever. So I think we've come to the conclusion that we both got families with maybe a little meathead.
Yeah,
Maybe,
in a good way. Enough.
Maybe mouth breathers a little bit. Yeah.
Yep.
Knuckle draggers.
Yep.
Stay in this interview. This is awesome.
It's all good. It's cool.
Okay. So, watching Gray Burnett. Gray Burnett's one of the top youth wrestlers in the country. He's won every national title that he can win at this point. But you put him in positions, you and your wife, and put him in positions where he can take losses, and you put him with bigger guys, and you put him with older guys, right? Like, at what point do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? And how do you nurture your kid to be successful but not burn him out? Burnout's a thing, I think. I think burnout's a thing.
I mean, that's tangible. I don't really know. To be 100% honest with you, I know there's times where, it's funny, we talk about it probably once in an interview. I try to be healthy. I try to build healthy habits, build on what we have as a father-son, coach-son relationship, but it gets blurred. It's hard. I have an awesome example in Eric, who is ahead of the game. He's ahead of us time span-wise with his kids and where they're at in age. And so I try to take from them. But, my wife and I, we try to just keep him involved. He plays lacrosse a lot, so he's doing 2 sports, which I think is crucial, that he's not just always wrestling.
How much time does he take off for lacrosse, and how much wrestling does he miss any wrestling?
Yeah, so for example, this last wrestling season, he competed at he did some dual events, and he had a really long time off of tournaments, and he practiced 2 to 3 days a week.
Lacrosse?
Up to like 1 day a week lacrosse, and then he was practicing 2 to 3 days a week up through the state tournament. For almost a month and a half, he didn't wrestle in a competitive tournament. And I was like, oh, he needs matches. And I felt weird about it, the weird competitive part of the dad in me got like just crazy because it's kid stuff.
Okay. Who gets more competitive, you or your wife?
She's competitive by nature. Her going to school with her. But she's more down to earth. She can control her emotions better than me and her ego. I try. I think I do a pretty good job most of the time. But then there's times when, if there's a competitive situation, it's just my nature. You know what I mean?
You lose your mind. How long does it take you to step back when the going gets tough? Like it was crazy last year. We went on vacation and he took 2 losses the day before. I'd never known.
Right.
I'd never known. So there's those times like that, and there's other times where I think your hat would shoot off your head and steam would come out of your ears, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you step away and be like, take a deep breath, not punch a wall, right? Like how do you do? Because a lot of these dads, man. I mean, you go to the OECs, you go to the VACs, you go to all these different, any My Way, Ohio Way, whatever the event is, you see complete insanity. How do you step away and not be the guy on the internet who's punching a parent or something? It's hard, right?
Which is the absolute worst case scenario nightmare, right? For me, it's just, I've been blessed to have healthy friends that kind of bring me back, kind of reel me back in. They help me out. They try to talk to me and kind of bring me down off of that. But for me, it's because I immediately know when I'm in the wrong, whether it's relating to Gray or maybe just the situation that is from a wrestling match or tournament. When I know I'm in the wrong, it's immediate. And it's just being able to check yourself, decompress, maybe get away, take a little break, and then come back and then maybe just try to repair. Say, hey, Gray, I'm sorry, or if it was a parent or whatever, and then just try to take that situation and move on and learn from it. But like I said, I struggle. My struggles are deeper, I think, than some people, because what Scottie Burnett does, a lot of times, for whatever reasons, my personal demons that I've brought along my life up to being 39 years old, it comes out in negative ways, and it can be somewhat unhealthy. But the cool thing is I can usually understand when I'm wrong, and then I try to just not go down that rat hole again. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's when you take a lot of responsibility and you feel expectation and pressure to develop your son or your student athlete as part of your club that's kind of an extension of your family because they have a lot of ability. For me, it gets blurred sometimes, and that's my struggle. Feeling like if these guys aren't excelling and continuing to improve gradually, for me, sometimes I take that and I take it personal, and then it comes out like in a negative manner. So it's just growing. You know what I mean? Taking a little bit of time, trying to love on my son and my kids that are part of my club and my high school guys, and if I'm butting heads with them, trying to evaluate myself, evaluate them, understand realistically where they are, where they could be, and how to get them there, and then just try to go one day at a time. But it's really hard.
Okay, so do the same struggles? I know your daughter's just starting to become competitive. Do they carry over to hers because she's soccer now? Is she doing lacrosse?
She does soccer.
No, field hockey might be a thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no field hockey where we live, which is kind of a bummer to my wife, because my wife was an All-American field hockey player in college and did lacrosse, and she really loves it. But Lena did dance and gravitated to soccer, and she actually wrestled a little bit this last year, which was totally her thing, which was neat to see. But she was like, Dad, I'm okay on that. I like wrestling, but I'll root Gray on. I want to focus on soccer. So to answer your question fairly, it's a little unfair. I actually handle her quite differently than Gray. And it's meaning unfair, I think I could give her a little more attention proactively to help her with her soccer and just...
Is it because you aren't an expert on soccer and your life passion is wrestling? I think it has something to do with it, right?
I mean, that might have something to do with it. Do you know a ton about soccer? No, not really.
Right? So I think that's a big part of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's human nature, man. People are going to gravitate to what they love and are passionate about.
Yeah.
Really love and passionate about soccer, unless it's Germany playing. I know you.
Yeah. Oh no, man. Always rooting for D Munchausen.
Right? I know that.
The machine.
But my point is, I think that's the big part of why you're maybe not as into what she's doing, because you're not a soccer dad.
Yeah,
right.
You're so absolutely that. There's that, and I don't want to try to take that role on like I know more than what I know, and then become like overbearing.
That's like every parent. That's like every parent, man. That's like every parent in this modern era. That's like parents our age.
And to be fair, even though I've grown up with wrestling, and I coach wrestling as a job. I didn't win an Olympic gold medal. I had shortcomings, and even in my coaching, there's areas that show up that I really need to improve on. That it's hard to change, it's hard to grow. So, but for me, I could be more proactive to I'm positive, and I cheer her on, and I try to take her to stuff. I take her to practices. Jody and I do a good job of mixing and matching, and who takes who to a practice or going to games, hitting their games. And it's cool, but, there's part of me that could probably do a little more, but we have a weird relationship. She's kind of stubborn. when we go away, like I'll go home after this camp and she'll run out and she'll give me a hug, and then she won't hug me for about a week and a half. You know what I mean? So
you come back from the next camp.
yeah, right. So we just have that weird father-daughter thing, but just the dynamic that we have, as a father-daughter.
Okay. So this camp here has grown. It's doubled in size. We're standing on. You're gonna have like 5 total mats, almost 6 mats, right?
Yep.
This system has grown, right?
Yeah.
Your brother really credited you for the work you're doing out west.
Oh wow,
right?
That's cool, man.
He said, Scottie's doing a ton of work out west, and it's like
that
it's
means
been
a lot.
inevitable that this was gonna grow, right? We talked about that. Him and I did. We are now, but how do you take and you're a club coach and you had a breakout year with your high school team?
Right.
You guys didn't have a state qualifier last year. What did you have, 6?
Yeah,
You had 6
dudes.
guys winning the blood round this year at the district, right?
Yeah.
Crazy
Yep.
like that, right?
Yeah.
It
was
not
really
easy.
cool. It
It's
was
not
really
easy.
cool.
And you're in the
No.
Northeast Ohio district. You're
Yep.
at Menor?
Yeah,
You're
Menor this year. Yeah.
Okay, so you're in the Nails district. You get 6 guys out. None last year as a first-year head coach. Second, what's the meteoric rise? I'm guessing you're not spiking their drinks with performance-enhancing drugs. I'm guessing that's
Right.
not the key. But
Right.
how do you do that? How do you do that? How do you have multiple placers? How do you do that?
Yeah, well, to be 100% honest with you, I don't really know. So I don't know. I think I try to be consistent to what I believe in. We had some families move into Perrysburg with some really, really good wrestlers, and that was a major boom injection of wrestling firepower. They're good kids, they're good people, great families, so that helped out. That was 2 of the 3 placers. And then we had 2 other guys out of the 6 that were in the blood round that lost, but those guys were right there. So I don't know. I just think I think last year we came together. Kids they started believing at the right time in their work ethic and what we do as a coaching staff, as a community. We're doing things really good from the bottom to the top, from our youth into our junior high, from the people we have in place as coaches to the parents. The structure, and it started to really show at the end of last season, culminating in that effort that the high school kids had. So, I wish I could tell you, oh, dude, it was this, and I had this cool story for whatever reason. But, I think, like I said, to give myself a little credit, I was consistent about my approach and just what we were doing. You know what I mean? And the kids bought in, and we worked really hard. I think there was times where we were maybe working, maybe a little too hard for what we needed to be doing, but it worked out. You know what I mean? It worked out. Now we gotta grow on that. And, we're having the camp season has been great. We've had a lot of kids from Perrysburg and Northwest Ohio that, we don't have open enrollment. So if somebody's going to go to Perrysburg, they have to live in Perrysburg. So, we're moving in the direction where some families are really considering potentially moving because we have an awesome school district and we're doing the right things, athletically. People are like, wow, man, our kids we may want to wrestle and make that what our kids are shooting for and be passionate about. And we have great athletics. They have daughters that might do other sports. So, obviously people have to move. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but we're just working on it.
Saito, the dad got transferred.
Yep,
from
Dad.
Columbus to Toledo.
Yep, Dad.
Like a no-brainer for them, right?
Absolutely. Well,
that's as legit as a transfer gets.
It was amazing.
Right? That was like it fell in your lap, right?
For us, when that all happened, and he got transferred to open up the office in downtown Toledo, and they moved to Perrysburg, it was like, and then I knew Blake from just knowing him because he was he's a great kid.
He's a 2-time state player.
Great wrestler, yeah, dude, at
right?
Liberty.
Yeah,
so
he's
he
really
was,
good.
and to credit to him and his family, that transition, that's hard to do. Move your family to a new city.
Hours away.
Yup,
Different part of the state.
be injected in a new school system, make new friends, have a new coach, have new teammates. We were blessed to have guys that could push him. So he had a positive impact on our kids, on him. And that was just his leadership was, and is just you can't. It was like hitting the lottery. Honest to God, it was like winning the
not
lottery.
One of these ones where it's like this plotting and recruiting. It was like
craziest thing.
It was awesome, man. Right? It was just like meant to be, I guess, right? Okay, last question. Can you follow the Genoa model? Besides, they have open enrollment, you don't. Can you do it? The D'Amelio, what they were able to do with Dylan D'Amelio at Genoa, with Gray Burnett at Perrysburg. And I understand that this is 5, 6, 7 years down the road. Do you think that's a feasible thing?
I think so. I think so. Gray, I don't want to be bragging. Gray is a good little man so far in his life. My wife and I think, are doing for the most part, we're doing the right things, raising him. So I think he will be a leader, I hope. And I hope he will continue to impact kids that he trains with and teammates. And our lifestyle continues to grow and continues to be infectious and just spread through the community. And our work just continues to grow. And, maybe one day we can field a team that's got a full team of kids that are just passionate, they're tough, and then we'll see what happens. You know what I mean?
And they're 6 state champs. Did the greatest Division III state tournament in the history of the Ohio State tournament.
Yep.
Like incredible.
Yep. I mean,
right? And Dom D'Amelio is a big part of it. Bob Bergman's a huge part of it, obviously.
Absolutely.
I think Dom's a lot, right?
Did it right too. Let's give them did it 100% right. Those boys trained together forever. They knew each other forever. Genoa is an awesome community. They have an awesome facility. It was just top notch. Just their approach to, and those dudes are good kids too. If you look at, you know what I mean? They're all
going to the West Point, man.
West Point, Ohio State, Kent State. OU.
They got 2 guys left that are 2 returning state champs. That are.
So
guys probably.
Oh, dude, and awesome. What I love about it? It's tangible. It's right by us. My kids get to see that. Those kids train with us in our club, and it's like we get to see that.
But they have the open enrollment though. That's the huge.
Yeah, sure, right, and that's always open enrollment when it's used in a positive manner is an amazing thing, right? When everybody comes together and you're gelling and you're doing things for the right reasons and you're moving in the same direction, But just I had to kind of come to the conclusion all right, so we don't have it, so we're just going to build it from within. And if people move, awesome. We'll deal with what we get. But we're going to keep working. We're going to keep our head down. And we're just going to be consistent. We're going to love each other.
It's like the Jordan approach. Jordan can't stop people from moving in, right?
Well, right. I mean,
what's he going to do? Don't move here.
And here's the thing.
It's America.
And people, like a lot of times that gets looked and frowned upon. But think of the sacrifice that gets made when a family uproots, sells their home, buys a condo, and then builds a home where they buy. That is a major sacrifice. And it's like when people do that stuff and put their family under stress and strain and put trust in a school system and coaches to take their kids and make them into men and hopefully help them get to the next level, next chapter of life. I don't know how you can frown upon it if it's done right and fair. You know what I mean? So.
All right, we got camp going on here. You got anything else for me?
No, man. It's always cool doing these interviews. It's fun. And I just appreciate you. And I love you.
Beat me up. Your wife's probably gonna beat me up, but.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she probably will. Oh, you're the top of the pile, by the way. Top of the Burnett pile.
I am.
Mick says he can't get you.
Oh no, he's getting close, dude.
Mick said you're the top of the pile.
He's super tough, man. He's super tough.
Mick said you're the top of the pile.
I think if Mick, here's the deal. I think if he really gets after me with focused wrestling and pressure and we're scrapping, it's fun. I'm still healthy enough and young enough and spry enough and a little bigger than him to battle him and still got some athleticism. So if I can make him better and help him, sharpen him going through next year, that's awesome. I love him. I love my nephews. I love our family. I love my brother. Him being 10 years older than me, when you're a little brother, sometimes you can harbor shit and be like, it just is what it is, but I love him and it's grateful. I'm
$1 million question. Yeah. Real $1 million question. Saito has to wrestle Mick for the state title.
Right.
Right? That was
Sure.
that was on the table this year.
I mean, it could
You lose in the semis to Ward,
Yep.
right? And then
Yep.
it's a close match between Mick and Ward. With a barrel roll wins it, right? So, like, where are you at there? Wait, is that, did you even you thought about it?
Yeah, so we had awesome communication because we did it right as a family. I mean, when they had to wrestle at the district tournament, prior to that, when Blake decided to certify at 32, you know, for reasons that were appropriate and healthy, there was open communication. There wasn't any kind of sly plan, you know. My brother and I communicated. I communicated with my nephew. Mick and Blake are friends off the mat, and there was just healthy understanding that it's wrestling. It's two dudes that are trying to get a state championship. One happens to be my nephew, be my family member. Another one happens to be a kid that's on my team that I'm mentoring. That, of course, I want to win state because he's my guy. You know, it's just... it was good. Healthy communication. We handled that about the best it could have been handled. I coached the match at districts. Close match. Mick did a great job. Won the match. Then Mick had an awesome state tournament. Blake had a great state tournament too. You know.
Tough semi.
Tough semifinal.
Right?
But
it's a tough guy.
Yeah, I mean, and for me,
Word's good.
For me, there was major growth. And I'm not even saying it's for me in Perrysburg. It's just Blake made such growth, so much credit goes to him, that getting third at the state tournament, for me, of course I wanted him to be a state champion because he's on my team. It was like the best of both worlds. If they would have wrestled in the state finals and Mick would have won, I would have felt for Blake, but I would have been happy for my nephew. If the roles were reversed, I would have been happy for Blake. Or, you know what I mean? And I felt for my... So it was what it was. But we handled it good. You know what I mean? We handled it the best it could have been handled. So I'm proud of it. I mean, you know, it just is what it is, man.